All right. Well, I wanted to at least get this down into existence for my own sanity because I enjoy it. And I kind of want to go through everything, at least while it's still somewhat fresh, I think, anyways, and kind of just explain this note slide, how I've so kindly dubbed titles and sentences I like. And it started off as titles and really has become a lot more sentences. But so to start, we got the name of an anime that had a really cool title and turned out to be a really fucking good anime. Although the second season is kind of weird. I don't know if I follow too much, but called To Your Eternity. And I really fucking mm, fuck, fucking throat is killing me. But I really like that fucking phrase "To Your Eternity" because it there's something like endearing about it. It really is. At least I see it that way. Because it shows that like you holistically want something for someone else, to your eternity. Mm, it just sounds really cool, honestly. That's what half of these are. It's just something about that phrase or that sentence is really fucking good. So the next one, and please, if I'm listening to this back, then maybe my opinions have changed on certain things. If someone else is listening to this, I don't know why. I don't know how you did. I guess it was intentional on my part to put it out into the fucking universe, but fuck me up for doing that. You know, form your own thoughts on it. Fucking judge the hell out of me. Judge the hell out of my opinions. Go for it. So the next one is, and I like this one a lot because it's an idea that I think everyone has actually. I'm not going to make this my own idea because I think it should be something that everyone has had. And again, it's I haven't watched this anime, but it's called The World. The World Ends with You. The World Ends with You. I really like that because everyone's consciousness is their own, right? It's the whole idea of there's however many 7 point whatever billion people that all are living, breathing, conscious things that experience their own thing. And right now, my everything that I'm doing is unique to me right now. No one else is. I'm entirely alone driving down the fucking road in my car by myself late at night, right? No one really knows that I'm out here just existing, right? Doing my own thing, and it's the idea, right? Because a lot of the time, you leave a space and like you forget it exists. Now I know there's the whole thing of like concrete permanence or something, right? Like we develop, sometime in our infancy of, an object still exists even though it goes outside of our line of sight, right? That's why I think peekaboo works so well with kids, whatever. But that's a tangent. But I know that these places exist, but like they're not at the forefront. They don't really have too much significance still because I'm not presently there, right? And then I feel like that's how it is with our perception of our own like consciousness, right? We're constantly experiencing this. We are the only ones that really know, even though we, talk to other people, we experience stuff with other people. Cool, we have these shared connections. We make stuff, but you close your eyes, and all of a sudden it's gone. You go to sleep, and for that, what feels like a brief instant, the world stops. The world is all but dead to you. And then I like to think when you truly do go, like, that is it. Your world, your perception of everything is over, right? No matter if you shared your ideas with someone so that they can form a perception that's very similar to yours is only ever going to be your own. It's not going to be someone else's. No one else is hopefully going to be able to experience it. Hope we don't get into the whole Black Mirror, reading your thoughts, seeing your fucking memories and what you currently see type of thing, but cross our fingers. So it makes your own existence, unique to you. And I don't know what comes after our final breath. So up until this point, the world really does end with you. Your world ends with you. And it sucks to think about, hey, the world continues on, I guess, but everything that everything that makes up the world to you stops for you because you are no more. So your perception of it is no more. Your understanding of it is gone. It's no more. So if I can, sorry if I'm redundant in my Edgar Allan Poe shit, quoting nevermore, but I think it's just how it is. And the next one is just a more camaraderie thing, or could fall into the field of like relationships, and I really like it. It's just together unto death, and it just goes with the whole. It's nice to not die alone, but it's also nice to go into something perilous with someone, and knowing that you have support, you're not alone, and you're going through it, and you got someone there with you at the end of the day. And again, this can be doing, like going into war. You have your squad and your platoon, your comrades with you, or it could be people in your relationship, and your significant other, right? Together unto death. Now, I don't mean death do us part necessarily. I think that's a different sentence, and I don't have that in here for a reason. But I think together unto death holds a different and I think better meaning of that. Well, meaning to me. And the next one, All Quiet on the Western Front. Now, I haven't read the book, but I watched the movie, and I just like the phrase because of what it represents. The whole frivolousness of war. Fighting for inches, fighting for people that don't give a shit about you, dying from commands that someone in their high castle sent. And then those bodies that litter the ground are honestly all just nameless. And it's just another day in the war machine. And the cogs keep on turning. It might be minor to the history books, but that skirmish, that battle, you know, someone drew their final breath, someone saw their last light, and they saw their final sunrise, sunset, and you face them to the west, you face them to the north, and you face them to the south, but you never face them to the east because the sun will never rise on them again. And I feel like All Quiet on the Western Front. I'm sure the book is probably so much better, but have you seen the movie adaptation, the more recent one, I think, 2022 or whatever, it was really good about that. And I know no film's going to be an anti-war film, but it did a pretty damn good job. So, the next, this one I really like. Again, it's the name of an anime, but it's a cool fucking name. It's Skate the Infinity. And I like this because of how it takes something that I find so mind-boggling and so massive and so terrifying, right? The infinite. And I always associate the infinite with the vastness and the infiniteness of space, of existence, right? Of everything, to be infinite. And you just so carelessly just ride that, how you skate it, right? You do something that is perceived as more like a punk or like a rebellious thing. I don't know. I just skate the infinities. I mean, it's a cool fucking phrase. Honestly, it, it it's just cool. I don't know how else to fucking put it. And then now we're starting to get into all these are like kind of small little snippets I heard or like titles of like anime or something or movies. Now we're getting to whenever I started listening to reading slash listening to the audiobook of the Stormlight Archives by Sanderson. And my God, there are some fucking knee slappers and bangers in this one. So starting off, we got, and I'm sure that most of these are either by Hoyd, Dalinar, maybe, well, some are about Kaladin. Or at least one is I know of, but this one is, would you hang yourself today if you know you would die tomorrow? And I like this one for the thought-provoking nature, because I always had this idea, right, and this is what this one always makes me think of, which is why I put it on here. If you hang yourself today if you know you would die tomorrow. And I haven't put this on the list, or I might have. I'll have to check further down, but it's something that I really like the idea of, and it's live to die another day, not live to fight another day. No, 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 no. Because in my mind, anyways, if you know you're going to die tomorrow, then you die on your feet, you die standing up, you die, you know, after you gave it everything, and then only can you be happy that you died, right? You did all that you could, and there was nothing more. And once you know you can do that, then I feel like you can be okay with it. Oh, hit the turnaround. And that's what I attribute to dying another day. Because if you die another day, that means you fought for another day. And so that's what this quote always makes me think of. If you die tomorrow, if you knew you were going to die tomorrow, would you hang yourself today? In this instance, the phrasing of "Would you hang yourself today if you knew you were going to die tomorrow?" And now, granted, that whole "live to fight another day" could always change, right? Because if all of a sudden I have terminal stage 4 fucking cancer, and I know I got 2 weeks max, and it's going to be 2 weeks of pain. Well, maybe you do, right? And I know, and granted, now please, I apologize for anyone who might be going through real shit. This is me talking out of my ass about what I've called a thought experiment, quote unquote. So apologies in advance, but if I did have an illness like that I knew was terminal, well, was it acutely terminal, right? Not years terminal, which maybe you can do something about that, or the timing isn't as drastic, right? Again, apologies, because any terminal diagnosis is fucked up. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. It's like maybe, yeah, maybe you do the whole bucket list, right? You do what you want to do, and then you go off on that high. And you go skydiving for the first and last time, and you don't pull a chute or something, right? And you just go out on your own terms. And I do like that as an idea, and that's like the kind of other side of the coin of this quote, which is why I like it so much. And I guess it's the whole, if you're on death row or something, and you hear your fucking execution date's coming up, well, there might be those inmates who take their own lives. Then they die on their own terms, and I think there's something honorable to that. They not they as in, but someone who is going to go has at least some control, and they have dignity have some dignity to themselves still, even in their last moments. You know, they made it their own decision to leave this place. Now, this one, Peaky Blinders, fucking love the show. The 11th hour, armistice, peace at last. Just for the show, it was a great moment because it was kind of like the ending of the series. Although ending of the season, I don't know if it's a series ending of the series. I hope not. Fucking hope not. But I think for what it represents too, um, in terms of the actual historical significance, it's really cool. And I think the whole 11th day on the 11th hour, or sorry, the 11th month, the 11th hour, fuck you, the 11th month, the 11th day, the 11th hour. I don't know if it was like the 11th minute or whatever. We can get into nitty gritty, but the 3/11s are the big ones, right? There is some poetry to that, and I think it's very, very beautiful. Now, for what it was, now, not referring to the actual fucking tragedy of the First World War, no, but the poetry, the irony in it. And then the next one, so begins the march unto death. And this one I think is just for that whole, I don't exactly remember. It might have been from Stormlight Archives. Maybe whenever Kaladin was a slave and that. Maybe, like, I don't know. I just like it because it's that whole, doing something over and over again until it kills you, right? You just put your head down, fucking, and go at it. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not even good half the time, but you do it, and you do it, and you do it. You just go, and it's something that I think humans do best, honestly, for better or for worse. We're persistence hunters. We're persistence animals. You got this weird fucking mental complex where even if we hate something, we can just do it over and over again, quite literally till it can kill us. And I guess it just goes to show the whole spine that we as people have. This one, fuck me. This is from Haikyuu. I remember this one. Doesn't matter if you're weak or strong, the one who drops the ball loses. And I do like this because, in the end, even if shit is unfair or there is an imbalance and everything, it's whoever fucking fails. That's who people fucking remember. That's who people fucking know. And you just, it'll be unfair and it'll be fucking difficult. But history is only ever written by the victor, right? So you can't drop the ball. You can't lose. And it'll happen more times than not, but you just got to do what you do. And then this one, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I want to make sure I'm getting, yeah, that was saying. I had to make sure I want to get the quote exactly right, because that would be a disservice to its source. Everyone knows where this shit's from. I'm not even going to have to say it. But yeah, it's such a nonchalantly cool quote. I couldn't not include it. It's the biggest fuck you to anything, honestly. And do I have to say more? And this one, again from Stormlight. They were not demons, just men who had too much power and not enough sense. And this can apply to fucking everything nowadays. Honestly, people become demons, they become devils with too much power and not enough morals, not enough ethics, not enough fucking sense for the world, the humans around them, everything. So, and it happens, and it'll always continue to happen, right? There's always going to be a bad guy somewhere. Next one, again, Stormlight. It's like trying to stop a storm by blowing harder. I like this one because it's a jest at someone, but the idea is always cool, right? Even if it's in vain or you know not a fruitful thing to even do in the first place, but it's the recognition of the attempt of trying to blow the storm back, blow the storm away. Yeah, again, I feel like it's a noble thing, but it's just it's not going to work, and it's in vain, and you just have to accept that. And then now again, Hoyd. To lack feeling is to be dead. To lack control of feelings is to be a child. I don't know, just a good fucking cool, badass fucking quote. I don't know what else to say to this. Like, to lack feelings is to be dead. To lack control of feelings is to be a child. And it's more like a whole get your shit together fucking quote, I feel like. And I think that's the context it was said in too. Something to that effect. In a more polite way. Fuck me. Sorry, future me that's listening back to this and having to fucking hear me hack up a lung. And this one can apply to everything, right? Things were different. Sorry, things were the same, but still different. And I mean, that just happens, right? And I think that actually describes the current situation of this year. In 2023, right? Everyone's trying to start picking back up where 2019 left off after the conundrum that was these 3-4 years of the world on pause. But it's like nothing ever really shifted back into how it was. And everything's normal now, but at the same time, so much is changed in a way that's hard to describe. And it could just be that time is continued, right? Throughout all of this. The march of time stops for no man. Well, now to another one. I don't know if this was Hoyt or someone else, but he was our hero, but the world's villain too. I like this one, right? Because good to someone, noble to someone, but can be seen as the enemy to the masses. And that's just how it is. Doing right by someone steps on the toes of someone else. And it happens. And that's just how it is. Well, next one. I already went over this one in one of my fucking dumbass, shitty little fucking um, quote unquote journal entries is what I'm calling them because I don't say diary because it makes me sound like a bitch, but it's probably really just a video diary to myself. Is a story doesn't live until it is imagined in someone's mind. A fucking fire quote by Ford again. This one I know for a fact. He was a storyteller, so of course he'd say some bullshit like this. But again, tying back to your eternity, it's it's everyone's own unique interpretation of everything. No one sees the same two colors exactly the same. No one's experiences are quite the same, and everyone builds those past experiences into new things that they see, that they read, that they also experience and interpret those in their own way. And, words on a page mean nothing until your mind starts to race and you start to form a picture, you start to feel for these words on a page that compose characters, that compose scenes and events and battles and stories. So, and this one, living is harder than dying. And this one always makes me think of and is akin to destruction is quicker than creation. Now that's an original one off the dome right there. But the idea is something that I've had for a while. Is it's always easier for everything to die, for everything to be destroyed. But to start something, to build something, to create something, to live it takes a lot more effort. You got to want to do it, right? Because there are a million ways that something can fall, something can crumble, but there's more than likely only one or two ways that it can be built, that can be made. You know, my parents used to say this to me and my siblings growing up. I used to fucking hate them for it, but I can understand it a little bit now, I guess. Spilling a glass of milk takes 5 seconds. Cleaning it up takes 5 minutes. And I mean, sure, you can't undo something, right? Once the cat is out of the bag, it is well and truly fucking out of the bag. So once you take that plunge into unaliving anything, there is no going back. So you got to make the effort to be alive. And I say this more for myself a little bit every now and then because sometimes you got to put everything back into perspective, no? Into perspective, no? All right, next one. He survived damnation itself just to fall through heaven. Also, I think a Hoyd one, right? Definitely from Storm Knight either way. I always find this funny as fuck, right? You go through the worst of it, only for it to be the good that sees you falter. You go through the atrocities of war. You go through, the hellhole of whatever. But it's once you come back, once you are finished with that, that's when the effects and that's when the faults appear, only for you to fall down. And there's there's just poetry to that. There's just irony to that. There's nothing else I can say about it. That's just one of those things, how it is. How come you can sit there through the worst of it with a fucking strong smile on your face, but once it's done, the facade ends and all of a sudden you fall from grace. This one, again, I think still, all these are still in the general realm of strongman quotes. How are you going to be a revolutionary if you're a traditionalist? It's like trying to come back full circle. I don't know. I forget the context that I put this one in, and I'm sure that it made it so much better because it was in regards to the book, and it was a fire quote at the time. Trying to advocate for change whenever you want things the way they are. It's hard, right? I don't know. Still a good quote, though. Well, there's no need to be barbaric, though I was incarcerated. This one I think is from. I'm trying to think of his name. Adolin, that's what it was. I want to say Aladdin, but that's just Kaladin without a K. So what? No, Adolin Colwyn. That's when he and Kaladin were fucking in prison for whatever Kaladin did. Actually, I remember what he did, but that's too far to go into. But yes, even though you got to go through shit, you can't demoralize yourself. You can't, lessen yourself up. Stick to your fucking guns. Stick to your fucking standards. And this isn't to have a moral or, think you're better than someone else. This is to be yourself. Don't let that shit fucking get to you. This one, I just like it because propriety can seek damnation. Honestly, all formality, all this shit, can fucking, can fuck a duck. Thanks, Letterkenny. Can fuck a duck. Can fuck right off. Where it's appropriate, sure. Not where it's supposed to be expected at all times. That, the Queen of England has no significance to me. Right? Just because it's an established thing doesn't make you demand my respect. It has to be something that is something that should be able to advocate for itself as to why it should seek propriety or why you should give it propriety. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Propriety. Propriety. Yes. Propriety can seek damnation. Then next one. This one. Oh my god. Whenever I first heard this one, my entire fucking experience of the series changed. I think this is what Words of Radiance is the book. Second book of Stormlight. He came out of the chasms, storm blessed. This one, whenever Kaladin first had his fucking surges and whatnot, fucking love it. This one is literally just based off the book. Like, there is no other deeper meaning to this. It was just the situation, like, all led to this moment. And again, where I fucking, oh my god, fuck. I didn't realize I'm running out of gas. Hold on, fuck.
Okay, well, nothing like running out of gas, quite literally not running out of gas, but I had 1 mile on the fucking tank. Like, I've never got this car so fucking low before. So that was a fucking doozy. Thank God for the fucking hybrid engine, the electric motor kicking on. With literally 1 mile to spare as I just approached this fucking town doing like 30. I didn't know it actually did that. I was under the impression that it just wouldn't allow you to fucking go into EV mode when you had fucking no gas in the tank, so thanks for the fuck. But I was literally gonna have to fucking walk to the gas station or something. Although the gas station is closed, so get like a fucking cup or something. Do 17 fucking trips to give me enough gasoline to just fucking limp over to the town, but we got there in the fucking end. Thank fuck for that. So anyways, I was going to continue on our list where I was at. That was, sketchy as fuck. I was white knuckling the steering wheel, just hoping I'd fucking make it, in all honesty. Now, continuing on, we have myself face first, sir, but fortunately, I'm hard-headed. This is just, stubbornness can be a virtue sometimes. Even when it hurts, it can be a virtue. And there's some benefits to that, really. Again, this is just another witty quote, it's fun. It was good for the situation, too. This is Kaladin to Dalinar, I believe. Now this one, being a sycophant could work up one's appetite. Being a sycophant could work up one's appetite. This is another void one. Always a good one, fucking. We'll say, you got another time to say yes. You got another time to say no, but goddamn, if I was back in those fucking medieval ages, especially to super high royalty like how Hoyd was, I'd be a sycophant. Fuck it. do what you gotta do. Fucking use people, manipulate people the way you gotta do to get your fucking money. Just get Friday seek animation. This one, this is a girl I was talking to. She had this. She brought this up. This is the story she had. But Mexico was my final straw. Nothing about the actual country, but it was a trip that ended poorly with someone else. Like with someone like their mom or something, like a best friend or something. They were just dumb and trying to do stupid shit in Mexico. That was not a good idea. And honestly, that's just the scenario that led to that. It happens like that. There's just one thing that literally pushes you over the edge or slaps you in the face like, fuck that. You know, something's gotta fucking change. And, you know, a lot of Mexico was my condo straw. Now this one, back to storm night. You're aboard a ship, barely afloat in a storm, while you insist on doing a jig on the bow. Hoyt has the best fucking expression. I gotta give it to fucking Sanderson. He's a hell of a writer for this shit. But just, intentionally dancing while your world's burning. That's the most, I don't give a fuck. Now this is different. This is someone making fun of you for dancing while your world's burning. Or, you know, your whole world is crumbling, really. But you insist on doing a jig on the bow. 5 years have passed and 4 lifetimes. Yeah, I think this is still a, is it? I don't know if this is technically a storm like or not, but because 5 years have passed, 4 lifetimes. Time can feel so fucking relative, right? You know, 2 weeks turns into 2 years all of a sudden. Or 2 weeks feels like 2 years. Well, 5 years can feel like 4 lifetimes ago. And sometimes a day lasts a minute, and that's just how it is. This one, I can't say I have yet had to face my own mortality. This is actually something I kind of think about a lot, just based off the situation I'm in, right? Don't have to struggle, don't have to think about where the next meal is coming from, never had that burden. And that's just the result of, the luck of the draw that I was given and the privilege and fortune that I have, better or for worse. So it's something that I'm sure will be scary. Well, again, going back to the whole being in that thunderstorm was probably the closest I've ever been. That was a really big oh shit moment where the carefreeness really slapped me in the face with like, this is serious. There was secondhand fun after the fact, looking back on it, right? But once that first bolt hit the ground, shit got real and it wasn't fun anymore. So, and I'm sure people would go through even more actual intense shit, right? That bolt of lightning was, a good 500 feet away. Sure, I saw the ground and I heard it instantly, but it didn't actually come with any appreciable distance to do damage in anything. It was scary as fuck, but there's yet to be a situation or a car crash or something that's really fucking me up. So it's good that I haven't had to, but I'm always gonna have to make myself be grounded, take a step back. Knew my turn would come eventually, but I wasn't expecting such a magnificent coffin. I think this one might be a Hoyt still. But again, it's just such a cool fucking turn of phrase. I knew a term would come eventually, but did not expect such a instant cost. And this one kind of makes me think of like going out with a bang, and you didn't expect it, or something happening to end everything in a really grand way. I just find it cool. Nothing else I can say about it. It's a cool fucking expression. I think it was a Hoyd. Pretty sure it's a Stromite at the very least. This one. To clear my throat before I say this one, because I really enjoy this one. Maybe all the good men are dead. Maybe all you have is me. Oh, it's a fucking hard quote. Just like all the fucking fighting men are gone off to war. All you got is what's left. Women, children, elderly. All you have is me. It's more just you gotta make do. You gotta. All the good men are gone. And you still gotta put one foot in front of the other and figure your shit out. All the good men are gone. Maybe all you have is me. Next one, again, probably you might be a Dalinar one or a Hoyd. Can't tell. You call that power? Power doesn't panic. I think it's just a really cool phrase, and it's like it kind of captures the essence of the control that someone in power should have, and if not, then they don't really have that. But, power doesn't panic. I think that alone can be interesting to hear. This one, this one. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. It's a really great way of putting, don't like degrade yourself or make your situation worse to benefit others. Kind of applies to the general, don't sell your soul to a company that doesn't care about you and everything. Or, don't work yourself to death to someone who doesn't give a shit about you. Don't harm yourself just because you think it will help others. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Oh shit. It's the Bible. Did I get someone? No, that's Sam Brand. Damn, even worse. You can be the sweetest peach on the tree, but damn it, some people just don't like peaches. And this one is again like, no matter how much you try to satisfy someone, they can just not like it, can just not work out. That's how it is. Damn it, some people just don't like peaches. What can you do? Hell, that's how my last little dating spree with this girl was. You can do your best, but it just doesn't turn out that way. It's just not how it is. It doesn't work, and you know what? Sometimes that's alright. Sometimes people just don't like peaches. Sometimes you gotta be lucky and good. I like this one too. What else can you do? You just gotta, again, shit to just happen and just land in your lap, and nothing you can do to prepare for it, nothing that you can do to make it happen. You can be the best at something, and your situation might just not work out. I'll take, being a professional footballer, for example. You could be the next Ronaldo, you could be the next Messi, Neymar, or whatever, but be in a situation, be from a family that isn't able to really support you, or a scout didn't see you or something, or You're just overlooking. That's just how it is. Like, that's just how the fucking luck of the draw was. Being famous, being a celebrity, sometimes it's just luck. It's just right place, right time, right? That's how all of this is. It really is just fucking random chance. You just hope you be lucky. Rather be lucky than good. Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you got tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to? I think this might be a like one. Don't know. Either way, it's still so fucking good. A good, like, oddly motivational post, right? Why dwell on the past mistakes when you got tomorrow's mistakes to go and look forward to? It's weirdly uplifting, right? I mean, it's still like condescending in the fact that, you're going to make mistakes tomorrow, but, at least go out and make those mistakes then. Don't sit on the ones you've already made. I know what you see is a good man, but I have my doubts. I think this is a big situational one too, Stormlight. But I also think it's good if you think of the speaker as the one saying, I think you see a good man, but I have my doubts. Speaking of themselves as seen as a good person, but knowing who they are and kind of reflecting on themselves, whether or not that's true and that actually holds, I think that's a really interesting full thought. I think it might have been Dalinar that said it, who knows? But he also has a very tragic, not tragic, he did fuck shit up, right? In both the figurative and literal sense, like he was a fucking warmonger, but he tried to, revert his ways, but you can only go so far, right? Your past always comes back to haunt you. Suppose I'll be seeing you in hell, my friend. Just a good fucking farewell when, shit's gonna hit the fan. Because for a lot of us, we won't be making it to heaven, so I'll say hello to you in hell. And that's just how it is. Honestly, this could be a hell of a fucking quote if someone is, in a fucking movie or whatever. Especially if someone is like, sacrificing themselves. They drop this right as they go. Suppose I'll see you in hell, my friend. Just fucking walk into the sunset and, go towards the fire, go towards the explosion. That'd be cool. That's just why I like it. It's a good, fitting quote for something. This is one, I don't know where it's from, but I swear it's a thing. And I really like it because I enjoy the sentiment it has. Those days are behind us. And there might be variations of it, which is why I was getting confused or something. But I just like the sentiment of, what once was great and it's gone. Kind of essentially what nostalgia is. What I think of what nostalgia is in a sentence. Those days are behind us. All that, first love, that first joy and excitement of something, that first little childhood of whatever, that first experience, it's no longer. Never experience that again. Those are over. Those days are behind us. And there's some beauty to that. I mean, it's not nice beauty. It's, poetic beauty, but still there. And I'm sure if I listen back to myself saying this, I'll be like, oh, what a fucking dumbass. Get off your fucking high horse or whatever. Shit just got started, hopefully, or, you haven't been through the worst of it. So, hopefully I'll have something to say about that in 20 years' time. Who knows? not the trenches. He's gone and tunneled into no man's land. This one, I think, because of exactly what it means, I think how I interpret it. You're already in hell. You're already in the trenches. It's the worst possible place. Yet you've gone, and you've gone into the one place that no one goes, that you shouldn't go, that you know not to go. I don't remember why. It could have been a good thing. It could have been for a bad reason. Who knows? But it's like going into hell and forcing yourself to go deeper in. Whatever you're going through, you'll get over it when you're dead. Again, more like a motivational thing. I don't remember exactly. It might be a Stormlight one. Still, can't remember. But this one is like, fucking head down, keep going through. Shit always ends. Shit will definitely end when you're dead. So, kind of like, it's like the opposite of like no rest for the wicked. Opposite, but like same meaning, but like opposite way of conveying it. You'll get over it when you're dead. This one just this literally sums up how I see half of these quotes. Yeah? Still, it's a hell of a quote. I don't even know where this is from, but I put it in here because it just makes me smile. And this one definitely needs to be fucking in some blockbuster action movie, said by The Rock or some fucking whoever superhero, Marvel, DC. And it's, courage need not be remembered, or it's not forgotten. I could have seen Captain America saying this shit, but it's a cool little quote. I think it speaks for itself, really, just what it means exactly. This one, you remember the Friday nights, I remember the Monday mornings. More like the slap in the face of realism. You remember all the good times, I remember all the shit afterwards. Having to come back to reality, having to clean up, having to put yourself back together. You remember only the fun. I remember everything else that went into it. That's how I got to see this one. No one has a better idea. So fuck it. That's it. That's the quote. This might have been one that I came up with. I don't know. It might have been an amalgamation of shit I've heard. That's how some of these latter ones kind of become. I say latter. It's still like, oh my god. It's like not even halfway through. Whatever. But yeah. No one else has a better idea. Fuck it. Just all the whole fuck it, we ball. Don't know what's happening, but just kind of go with it. See what's what. Whatever happens, happens. Now this one, I don't even know why I have this in here. Just because, again, it's funny. Well, call me a toilet because you're shitting me. Again, very bad. It's probably the worst one I've had so far, to be honest. But it's just funny, even though it's fucking bad humor. I just like it. Okay. Next one. I don't know where this is from. It's kind of corny and cheesy, and I'm reading it, and I kind of don't like it. You don't understand the heart of a dreamer. I can see this on a fucking t-shirt. I don't know. I'm mixed about this one. Like it still has like an air of like positivity to it, but kind of like condescending too. I don't know. It's weird. I forget where this is from. This is definitely not something I thought of. So we'll see. Because I'm gonna look up or something, see what it is. Now this one. Rules are written to make the world better. They won't save you in the end. I don't know where this is from, but in general, rules and laws are written to be good and make everything fair and just, but they are just constructs. When the dust settles, they won't be there to save you. This one I kind of was talking about, I think, or maybe not in just reading the title, but another one of my dumbass fucking quote-unquote journal, quote-unquote entries. And that is, the natural order of the universe is random. It's random chaos, destruction. Destruction is cheaper and easier than creation. And I kind of dealt with it again, It's so easy to destroy a building than it is to make it to begin with or try to put it back together. Once you make something more chaotic, increased entropy, it's not going to go back. You can't unfuck up the situation. Once you pop the balloon, you can't put all that water or that air back into it. There is no beauty in the infinite. Only time gives beauty to the finite. And this might have been a void one too, but I like this because I like the meaning I interpret from it, and that is, it is the impermanence of everything that makes it good, right? We know that everything is fleeting, so it means that the fact that you do cherish something, you do love and enjoy something, whether it's food or whether it's art or whether it's your time spent with someone or doing something, right? The fact that it only happens for a short while, right? It doesn't go on forever. Is what gives it that meaning, what gives it that joy, that life, that love, that beauty. Or else, if it was there forever, we'd just become numb to it. We wouldn't care anymore. It's that absence of it that gives you perspective on why you love it. Just because you're dying doesn't make it okay. And this is more like of just, even if it's a shitty situation, if everything's going to hell, and that's it. That's you're no more. It doesn't mean you gotta fucking give up and die. Going down, fucking kicking, screaming, all the above. You don't have to just throw in the towel just yet. You still got a breath. You still got something rebellious in you. This one. Everyone knows what this one is. A terrible day for rain. This is just going back to Full Metal. Whenever Hughes died. Just the feeling of there's nothing you could, or you could have done something, there's nothing you could do. Feeling, worthless in that situation that led to something absolutely fucking tragic. Still feeling guilty about it. It's hard. I couldn't fucking imagine actually having to go through something that would fucking eat me alive. That'd be fucking terrible. So it's a terrible day for rain. This one. This is not living. It is simply existing. I attribute this one to just like going through the motions, right? It's the same kind of meaning. Not living, it's just existing. self-explanatory. Now this one. That's how it goes. The live and forget us so quickly. I don't remember what this is from. This might have been a strong night. But yeah, once your time has come, again, it's the whole, object permanence thing, right? You go away, you forget, time moves on. La policía. Motherfuckers sitting in the school fucking parking lot, all lights off except for brake lights or something. Goddamn. Anyways, moving on. This is an amalgamation of stuff I've heard. And it's from the first episode of Saga of Tanya the Evil. Great fucking anime. Fucking love that one. This one, I just like because it was like more of like poetry, almost like a rhyme. And it's the devil on the rhine, the devil on the rise, the devil all the time. There isn't necessarily no meaning behind this one. I just really think it's cool. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. It sounds cool to me. Now, I could look back on this one and think, oh, it's fucking stupid, but I think, because this is also a tribute to a very cool episode that I really enjoyed. The first episodes are always really good. Sink you into them, so I have those emotions attached to the phrase. That was like the name of the episode. It was like Devil on the Rhine. Oh, also that's where it's from. That one Netflix movie with Tom Holland. I think it's Devil on the Rise, something like that. Or The Devil All the Time, something like that. I kind of combine the two, and it sounds cool. This one, I forget exactly where it's from. It might be a Batman one. You do not have my permission to die. And I think this one has a bunch of cool context that can be used for, from a lover to someone else in a more romantic sense or serious sense of, just to show that passion for the other. Again, the more like camaraderie sense of, stay with me, you're not going out yet. And then, again, as a whole, kind of like how Batman used it of a superiority. You do not have my permission to die. I'm not going to attempt the Batman, but my throat is blocked right now. Yeah. I think all that's pretty good. And then this one is, I guess it's true. You can't outrun the devil. This one is just, as much as you try to run away from the evil, run away from bad, it always will catch up, and always just as bad. So you just have to face it at some point. You gotta stand your ground, you gotta look it in the eye. This one from the U.S. Paratrooper song, Gory, What a Hell of a Way to Die. Although it had a whole like Mandela effect, right? I think it's called. I kind of put it down as like, oh, what a hell of a way to die. And I interpret this more like, especially how I have it. Oh, what a hell of a way to die. It's like a positive thing, though. Going out, not in a cool way necessarily, but in your own way, right? Something that is you see as like remarkable. Going out with like a purpose. That's a hell of a way to die. Again, a lot of these, have some involvement of like death and something as if I've ever had any faith in it. So take it with a grain of salt, right? don't have to make it. You don't have to make a name for yourself by how you live, but by how you die. I don't know. It's just a cool quote. Like I'm sure if I thought about it hard enough, maybe I could really go into it. But it's just cool. You know, you remember those people in Chernobyl that risked it all going to the heart of the fucking reactor to turn a valve or stop further meltdown, right? Remember them because of the sacrifice, because of how they went out, not from what all else they did, but how they died. This one. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. We love you. Just a motherfucking kid. Life's a bitch and then you die. Or if I were to continue the quote, life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, because you never know when you're going to go. And this one, I think the full quote is what I should discuss. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high, because you never know when you're going to blow or go. Sorry. Yeah, it's just gotta enjoy it while you can, right? Shit happens, shit changes on a dime, so it's not fun, but just roll with it, accept it, love it. Even when it doesn't love you back, I guess. This one, why is it so hard to realize what we have till it's all gone? And actually, I wish I heard this one a little bit earlier in life, because it would have been nice to at least stop and think, hey, it's pretty good right now. I should really take all this in. But, hindsight is a bitch. Hindsight's not 20/20. Hindsight is a bitch. I mean, stand by that till I die. It's always, the grass is always greener, but because you're not stepping on it, right? You always ever look back, secondary fun, always after the fact is why it was good, looking back upon it. But again, those days are behind us. This one, I don't know where it's from, but it sounds familiar. Might be because it's something I fucking thought up off the dome, but it's always an eternal search for something, someone, or somewhere. And I think because I'm always on about the fact of having, a purpose, a common goal, something to keep you striving towards. And everyone has that, everyone should have that, and I think everyone does. It's just hard to realize that, figure out what that is sometimes. The honest way is dying in the arms of your enemy, so do me a favor and don't avenge me. This one I think is like going out fighting, you die at the hands of the person or the group you're trying to kill or whatever. And it's just the most purest way. You died doing what you wanted to do, and they died doing what they had to do, and there's no anger in that. It's just the way of it, really. So there's no need to get up in arms to come back out of anger and revenge, and just know that was, your decision to do. That was your decision to die like that, so my decision to die like that, so keep it how it is. Don't avenge me. I don't know where the. Actually, this might have been from a fucking Instagram or a Twitter post or something. I fell on the ground, stayed there for the next few hours, lying in the moonlight, wishing to die. Yeah, I definitely think this is from like a post I saw, but it goes hard. You can't say it doesn't. I really enjoyed it, you know. It's just that kind of self-pity of everything's come to a head, everything's gone to shit, so you're just sitting there kind of taking it all in, really, and just hoping it fucking ends, hoping it's fucking over. And that's just how it be sometimes. This was fun. This was a funny one. Every day is about me, but today just comes with cake and a bad song. This one, bit of a nice little self-pick-me-up, right? Alright, well, I'll end it on that for now. Still got a fucking another one of these to do, I guess. Like, I still got fucking plenty. God damn. Yeah, I'm probably maybe just halfway. So that'll be plenty of stuff to do. And hopefully I don't run out of gas next time. So no promises on that, but we'll see. Alright, well, signing off as usual to myself and to whoever. I love you. Be safe. For the love of God, don't be dumb. Deuces.